when you see Mac Jones play the way he played today, what do you think?
Well, I think when I see him play like that, Mike, I think this team has a chance of going a long way. I thought this team was going to be a good team when the season started. I predicted a 12-win team with maybe, winning the division, and it was not looking good. But, I mean, Mac Jones gives these guys a lot of faith, a lot of hope. Here's Kendrick Bourne, just talking about the kid as if, the kid's, he's got a lot of faith and a lot of confidence in him, and I think everybody does. When you consider he came in here, he won the starting job over a guy that was an MVP previously with Cam Newton. And all the things he's had to overcome, I think is pretty damn impressive, the way he's playing, the way he's carrying himself. And the fact that he got this team to buy in what he was doing so early in his career says a lot about the kid, Mike.
What was the difference between this week and the last couple where he had kind of backslid, I would say?
Yeah, I would just say I don't think he was as much of a focal point in the offense. I mean, he had 18 pass attempts last week. Today, 23 pass attempts. But he was a little bit more of a focal point, particularly in the opening drive. He had 3 third-down conversions in that opening drive that was to respond to what the Browns did, which was very impressive. He was 7-9 on third down, which is incredible. So his third down accuracy is pretty impressive.
Okay, so let's roll that in because I think it's going to get lost in the blowout, 45-7. Like, how could these be big plays? These were. This was a 3rd and 9. This was to keep the chains going on 3rd and 9. This was the very first third down of the game. That was 3rd and long. The Browns were up 7-0. And they face a 3rd down, and they get to Hunter Henry there to extend that drive. They had a 3rd and long that ended in that screen
13,
pass to Bolden, which really is on Mac Jones. That's more of a schemed-up thing. But I thought early on the 3rd down plays, Ted, were huge.
Yeah, and I don't think this has been a very good first down team, really, to be honest with you, Michael. I mean, it really hasn't. But their 3rd down offense has been on point really in the last few weeks of the season. So Mac Jones, even though he did not have very good games the previous 2 weeks, I just don't think he was highlighted. I don't think they asked much of him the last 2 weeks. But today they did, and he delivered.
Okay, you got a hot take on Mac Jones as it relates to Bill Belichick? Let me hear it. Come on.
What I said to Mike was I feel like a lot of that Mac Jones has really saved Bill Belichick in a lot of ways. I'd say maybe saved his legacy because it's been a long time, maybe 2 years, since it's felt like the old Patriots, and it finally feels like the old Patriots are now here, and it's a big reason is because of Mac Jones. So Mac Jones, who was the 15th pick in this year's draft, I'm not so sure Bill wanted to draft him at that position, and I'm not so sure you wanted to start him at the beginning of the season if Cam Newton did get a COVID issue. And so to me, Mac Jones has really helped save, I think, a lot of criticism that was going Bill Belichick's way.
Mac Jones has saved Bill Belichick's legacy. Hot take, love it. I don't really agree with it. I would love to agree with it because it's a Blazer. I think the last couple of weeks, Ted, were about the defense, and Mac Jones, I think, was sort of a sidecar. So a game like today, you bet. Like if Mac Jones plays like this, then that puts him over the top. But I think the last couple of weeks were really more about Bill Belichick's defense than anything.
No question, Mike. I mean, the defense was incredible. But if Mac Jones doesn't have a game like today, is anybody hopeful about the future of this team?
That's a good
Probably
point.
Not. And so, look, to me, all the praise should go to the defense. I mean, you want to talk about the defense just real quick. 9 turnovers in the last 4 games. They're top 4 in the NFL as far as points allowed, and that was before today's game. They've only given up 13 points in the last 2 games. 1 of 11 on third down today, and they lead the league in interceptions. So there's a lot of really good things to get excited about with this defense. It's what we thought they would be before the season started. They're playing at an elite level now, Mike.
Okay, you know what else has helped save Bill Belichick's legacy, just to, play off it, because I just like the ring of it? Bill Belichick, the GM, maybe, because the more you look, the more both his draft picks and his free agent signings are coming through and have helped turn this thing around.
The free agency and the draft picks, I mean, his offseason was highlighted in today's performance, Mike. When you look at the contributions you're getting from his 1st and 2nd and 4th round draft picks, Mac Jones, Christian Barmore, and Ramondre Stevenson, I think they're the best players at their positions right now as rookies. And then the free agent draft class, with Hunter Henry, kind of stealing the show, as well as Kendrick Bourne, and then Matthew Judon. Are you kidding me? So those 3 guys, the free agents, and the top 3 draft picks that they've had have really, really made Bill look good. And you talk about an offseason, right now it looks like the best offseason he's had in a long time around here.
Okay, so I've been talking about what I think Mac Jones is missing is that go-to guy, that security blanket, that Tom Brady, right when he came into the lead, whether it was Troy, Tom Brady had it immediately with Troy Brown. Your old teammate Drew Bledsoe used to have it with Ben Coates.
Sure.
Like every quarterback has a binky, has a security blanket. I don't think Mac Jones really has that guy until he gets to the red zone, and it feels like Hunter Henry is that guy. This is what Hunter Henry did with the Chargers, and it's what he's doing here. Why is he so effective down low?
Yeah, leads the league in touchdowns for tight ends, Hunter Henry. So, you know what? It's just he's a good matchup, and he's a really good route runner. He's sneaky. He's got a little kind of a grizzled vet as far as being able to, kind of getting out of his breaks right there, creating space. And so they got a nice little connection right there. Got off to a slow start. Let's face it, Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, who didn't play today. But, man, he is really coming into his own. And I know you don't have maybe a guy that he goes to on offense. But, here's the thing about Mac Jones. He has a lot of guys. And every single week it's a different guy. And so I don't know if he needs to have that guy in that moment that he can go to every single time because he's got a lot of options right now on offense.
I was huge to see Kendrick Bourne getting going, and we thought Odell Beckham might have been a possibility for this team. Burt Breer will give us some info on that coming up. But short of Odell, I never wanted Odell Beckham. I thought they had enough on this team. But Kendrick Bourne's a key guy. If they can only go so far with Jacoby Myers, Brandon Bolden in the passing game now, and Hunter Henry. All right, so you got to have other guys going. Kendrick Bourne doing what he did today. They got to have this guy.
Got to get this kid the ball more, get him more involved. All he does when you throw him the ball is make plays. And so I don't know, for whatever reason, early in the season, Mike, there was a reluctance on Bill Belichick's part to play Kendrick Bourne, to highlight him, to really make him much of a factor in the early part of the season. But now, I don't know how you can deny it. The guy is a playmaker whenever he touches the ball, and you can just see the way he talks. He loves being here, and he's excited he's a Patriot, so why not highlight him more?
Ted, what should our expectations be of this team?
If you don't think this team can win the division, then something's wrong with you. I think you should be talking about the Patriots right now as contenders in the AFC to play for the Super Bowl. I really do. Is there a couple teams you can debate that are maybe better than them? Yeah, but just a couple teams. We're talking about a month ago, Mike, that there was reports by Burt Breer that there was issues in the locker room, that there was a disconnect there. I mean, Devin McCourty was talking about the coaches not maybe making the right decisions, and it's all come together, and they're playing their best football right now with a 4-game win streak, and I don't see it ending anytime soon, Mike.